So we're gonna go ahead with this amazing quiz and we're gonna see. This is a ciabatta. But anyway, this is what happens when you make bread from refined grains instead of whole grains. What is this bread called? White bread, injera, whole wheat bread, or banana bread? It is white bread. Do you know this bread made from chimpanzee's favorite food? Matza, puri, injera, or banana bread? I think it's banana bread. It's just a very small guess. Banana bread is a sweet and flavorful bread that almost resembles cake. I would actually consider it cake, but anyway. The main ingredient is mashed bananas, and the bread is the perfect way to use overripe bananas that nobody wants to eat. It can also be flavored with additional ingredients like nuts and spices. I do kind of feel like I don't know, like I am kind of looking forward to like the fall times, where it's all about like spicy things like cinnamon and what is it called? What it is called? Pumpkins, yeah, and all of that shit. And I do think there is also pumpkin bread, and I kind of have a feeling that banana bread just made in a little bit of a spicy way, like with cinnamon and pumpkin maybe, that it could actually be quite good. And carrots, I like that stuff quite a lot, even though I haven't had it in like years. Quite, like literally, yes. What is the name of this Italian bread that's crispy on the outside and full of holes on the inside? It is a ciabatta. With food in general, including bread, the Italian and French seem to excel, and ciabatta bread is a perfect example. This bread has a thin crust that is hard and crispy on the outside, and it's incredibly soft and holy in the inside. And I do want to point out that Croatia is having amazing bread. All white, which is not that good. I always am a little bit like, not concerned, but very interested when I'm in countries where you only get white bread, like only. When you're going to a baker or bakery, you only get white bread. At least it's been the case when I have been in Croatia, which been I think like, I don't know, 5 years since then or something, 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. And also in Italy, but I haven't been in Italy just very recently as well. But yeah, I actually gotta have to be in these places once again. Fuck, man. Fuck Corona. Can you name this Italian bread that is often drizzled with olive oil and baked with fresh herbs like basil or rosemary? Which is amazing, by the way. Rosemary is so amazing. Focaccia, puri, roti, or gialla. It is focaccia. Or is it actually focaccia? Yeah, it is focaccia. The perfect focaccia is thin but airy inside and crisp and crunchy on the outside. The bread is baked in an oiled pan and then drizzled with oil, so it's rather oily bread. It can be eaten on its own, topped with ingredients of your liking, and even used for pizza. I do actually want to go to bed in an hour or something, but I haven't meditated. Fuck my life. And also need to record. This rich and sweet braided bread is a staple during Jewish celebration. Can you name it? Gialla, brioche, matzah, pumpernickel. I think it's matzah, no, it's gialla or challah. I don't know. It's sometimes known as egg bread, and it is a rich, soft, and sweet bread that has been enhanced with eggs. Its texture almost resembles brioche. It's usually braided before baking and served during special occasions. This bread looks like pita and is one of the most famous Indian breads. Do you know what it is called? Arepa, naan, yufka, injera. Naan. Yes, it is naan. Bread is either leavened or unleavened or leavened, but just because it's leavened doesn't mean it can't be flat. And naan is an example of that. Naan looks like pita, also flat but leavened, but it's made with ingredients like yogurt, milk, or butter, making it softer in texture. I'm sorry. What is the name of this carbonated bread? Carbonated bread? Soda bread, focaccia bread, cornbread, jal bread. I mean, it's soda bread, but why? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen this bread in that form, never ever. Can you name this dense German bread that is the country's most famous bread? I mean, it is pumpernickel, which I didn't even know that it's German, but I only know it in, let me show you, pumpernickel. I don't even know if this is a grain or some shit. Pumpernickel. I only just know it in that way, like this very dry bread, which sometimes is actually pretty good. I mean, in terms of macronutrients, it is amazing, because most often there is quite nothing in them. like literally nothing. But yeah, but I've never seen it in that way, like really a bread loaf. It's amazing. There are plenty of shortcuts to making pumpernickel, like using caramel or cocoa powder, but real German pumpernickel skips that stuff. You'll need to create a sourdough starter for real pumpernickel, and it must be made from pure rye. Pure rye. Everything is bigger in Texas, including this toast. What is it? Southern toast, Lone Star toast, Texas toast, cowboy toast. Cowboy toast. Texas toast. Fuck. Texas toast is your normal toast, except it's twice as thick as your normal toast. That's how things are done in Texas. If you're eating in the Lone Star state, you can expect to find this served alongside any traditional Southern meal. I see. Like, this is the texture that I was referring to just before, like very dry. But, when I'm eating bread, then I'm most often eating this kind of bread, but on my cheat days, and then with honey or agave syrup thing, just something sweet, or peanut butter, it's amazing. I do think that tomorrow I'm gonna have some peanut butter, or just peanut mousse, because peanut butter, at least where I'm living, there's only peanut butter that you can buy that is fucking sugared, or just with added sugar, and I don't want to have that. So the only thing that I can take is either making it myself or some pre-made peanut mousse thing. Do you know the sprouted bread with a biblical name? Ezekiel bread, Moses bread, Noah toast, Abraham bread. I think it's Moses. Why did I even think that it is Moses toast? But Ezekiel bread. Most bread is made from refined grains. Refined grain is about 1/3 of its original size. Whole grain bread uses the whole grain, and Ezekiel bread or sprouted bread uses whole grains that have sprouted. I see. I mean, it is actually the bread that I'm most often eating, I think, because I'm always reading like sprouted thingy thing, I guess. I'm actually not sure. Anyway, bread loaves come in all shapes and sizes, but most mass-produced bread is baked in this rectangular shape. Do you know what is it called? Pullman loaf, fisherman's loaf, standard loaf, universal loaf. I would say standard, but it is so standard. Universal. It's actually Pullman loaf. If you visited a supermarket any time in the past century, you have seen a Pullman loaf of bread. It's a rectangular loaf of bread, and almost every major bread produced in the country mass bakes bread in this shape. The name comes from their use in the kitchens or trains. I actually gotta look that up. I wanna look you up. The Pullman loaf. Let's see what fucking Wikipedia is saying. Sometimes called the sandwich loaf or pan bread, is a type of bread made with white flour and baked in a long, narrow-lipped pan. The French term for this style of loaf is pain de mie, or less commonly pain anglaise, or whatever. The name Pullman was derived from its use in the kitchen of the Pullman railway cars. Although the Pullman company is credited with inventing the little backing pans used to create the square loaves, square tin pans tin pans exist long before the railroad company. European bread makers began using the pans in the early 18th century to minimize crust. However, George Pullman chose the loaf for use on this rail cars for efficiency reasons. 3 Pullman loaves occupied the same space as 2 standard round-top loaves, thus maximizing the use of space in a small Pullman kitchen, which just really makes sense. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, this is something amazing. What is this sweet bread that features dried grapes and a swirl of sugar, honey, and spice? Egg bread, cinnamon, raisin bread, pumpernickel, olive bread. I think it's cinnamon raisin bread, and yes, it is. Can you name this bread that's made with salty and pickled Mediterranean fruits? Lavas panettone. What? Are you fucking kidding me? It's not olive bread. With salty and pickled Mediterranean fruits. Are olives pickled? I don't think so. I only think that they're salted. But anyway. This fragrant bread is cooled with butter and herbs and makes for a great appetizer. Do you know it? Vanocca, matzah, bruschetta, garlic bread. It's garlic bread. The next one is bruschetta. Do you know this fresh and earthy treat that dates all the way back to ancient Rome? Yes, it's bruschetta. Bruschetta, like garlic bread, is a popular appetizer all over the world and is made by seasoning, recooking, and dressing a piece of bread. Bruschetta is always seasoned with garlic and salt and is usually topped with tomatoes and herbs. I gotta have this shit again once in a while. Like, I don't know, when I'm just having my cheat day, I'm most often going for sweet things because I'm having a massive sweet tooth. But I also often feel like just going for something savory. I don't know. The dough in this long, crispy loaf of bread, yeah, we know that it is a fucking baguette. Yeah, thank you. This bread is made with a swirl of whey plus cocoa, or cocoa, whatever. What is it called? Barbara birth, puree, marbled whey, or cinnamon raisin. I think Barbara birth. It's actually marbled whey. Just 2 types of whey though, rolled together and baked. Dark whey is often made by adding some cocoa to the recipe, and when it's rolled with light whey and baked, it creates a distinct pattern that gives the bread its name. This French bread looks like a mushed ball and is named accordingly. Do you know it? Boule Matslavzhivka. I think it's boule, and yes, it is boule. New York City is known for this breakfast treat. What is it? It is a bagel, croissant, muffin, or cracker. I would say bagel. This is now the panettone. It can take more than a week to make this Italian sweet bread made with candied citrus and dried raisins. What is it? It is a panettone. This soft and sweet bread is an Italian staple at Christmas time and is loaded with flavors like candied citrus peel, vanilla, and raisins soaked in rum. You can't mistake it due to its cylindrical shape, and it's sometimes even sold in coffee cans. I don't know when I've eaten it the last time, but I always thought that it is more or less a cake, not really a bread. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna end the episode there. Or am I? This is gonna be the last one. What is bread without the yeast called? Unleavened bread. I'm so good. The next one. This bread is essential to Christianity. Can you name it? Sacramental bread. I'm so good. This dense, buttery, and salty loaf of bread is named after legendary New York street snack. What is it? Croissant, bagel, pretzel bread, or hot dog bun? I think it's pretzel bread, which, by the way, is very, 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 very common in Austria. I don't know if it is the same. I'm actually quite unsure, but we're also having it like in baguette form, but just smaller. This is going to be the last one. This spongy Ethiopian flatbread is served at nearly every traditional meal. Do you know it? Jabati, puri, injera, or roti. Injera, or whatever you pronounce it. Don't expect to see any utensil if you sit down and eat a traditional Ethiopian meal. What you'll see in place of utensils is injera and lots of it. This spongy flatbread is used to grab food off your plate and served it with almost every meal. And is served with almost every meal. But yeah, anyway, this is the last recording for me today. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I wish you the best health, happiness, and all success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy basically means just being a nice person and being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. 3 other questions that I have for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions hopefully going to show you your purpose, maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. The last one is: what could you essentially say to another person that is indeed going to change their life? Because I totally believe you all can say something that is indeed going to change somebody's life. But yeah, with that being said, I'm hopefully going to see you next time. Please take care of yourself, your family members, and all your loved ones. And yeah, with that being said, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and bye-bye.